Good morning, you guys. All right, it's Thursday, and I promised you guys the next time I made sourdough pizza crust, I would film it for you guys. So we're gonna make some sourdough pizza crust. Now, today's Thursday. Tomorrow night, I plan on making pizza. This pizza crust is a 2-day process. So if you're wanting to make a pizza on a Saturday night, you're gonna wanna make this on Friday and set it in your fridge for 24 hours. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna put it together today. It's gonna sit in my fridge overnight. And then that way by tomorrow night, it will be ready to go. This makes 6 individual pizzas or 2 large pizzas, if you will. And it is the best pizza crust I've ever made, and now my family won't eat anything else. So I'm going to swing you around right over here. I'm going to show you my sourdough starter. So I fed it this morning, okay, and it's on the rise, and that's what you want to do. You want to feed your sourdough starter. You want to wake it up. You want it to rise because this is what's going to lift our dough. So you want to give it a good feeding before you use it. Let it sit. I let it sit right under here, under my cabinet lighting. Let it get nice and warm. Let it start rising, and then it's time to use it. Now, for this recipe, I'm going to be using my scale and sifter, which is here. I will leave a link up above to the video that I made on this, and so I'll be using that. I'm also going to be using a kitchen scale, which I need to get out. So this video is going to be all by weight, by grams. I'm just going to do my thing here, and then if you guys want to convert it, you guys can convert it over. If you want to follow my my recipe to a T, you can do that. I'm going to show you how I make it, and then you guys take it from there. So with that said, let me get out my ingredients. Okay, I'm going to be using 500 grams of bread flour. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my mixer on level 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and let this sift right into my bowl. The sifter does make such a difference. Now to this, I'm also going to throw in 1 teaspoon of sea salt right into my sifter. Okay, I'm also going to be adding 50 grams of semolina flour to this. I'm also going to be adding that right into my sifter so it can get sifted through. Okay, and then once that is all done, I'm going to go ahead and take my sifter off here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my dough hook. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and we are going to start adding our other ingredients here. Now over here I have a scale with just a little glass dish, and we need 1 gram of instant yeast. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add that yeast in there. It's just about a teaspoon of yeast. And we also need 200 grams of sourdough starter. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and add our 200 grams of sourdough starter. Okay, and then it's 50 grams of olive oil, 325 milliliters of warm water, and that is it. So we're gonna lift this up. Hopefully you guys can see that. And we're gonna turn this on, level 2, and we're just gonna let that form into a dough ball. So, if you notice that your flour is just still a little too wet, go ahead and just sprinkle a little bit, just a little bit of flour to get it lifted. My kitchen is extremely warm and humid today, so just roll with it. If you notice that it just needs a little bit more, go ahead and just give it a little bit more until it really starts to lift off of that bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. And I'm going to let this knead, honestly, for about 10 minutes. Sourdough, I have noticed, needs to knead a bit longer. There we go. That's starting to look really good. So if you just need a little more sprinkling, just for that bottom, go ahead and add it. That looks beautiful. Yep, that's it. So just watch your dough, listen to your dough, and you know, adjust accordingly. All right, that's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to set my timer now, and I'll see you guys back in. So then when it's done kneading, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of get this into a ball here. Okay, and I'm going to kind of ball it up. And then I'm going to go ahead and tuck it under. Okay, and let you guys see what that looks like. Natural light. All right. Now I'm going to put this in a bread form. So this is my sourdough bread form, and let's see if I unplug that. Maybe you guys can see a little bit better. I'm just going to go ahead and lay this. Now I went ahead and put a little bit of flour in there so it doesn't stick. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay my dough ball right inside. I'm going to cover it with a tea towel. And I'm going to put it in my fridge, and I will bring it out tomorrow evening when I go to make pizza dough. That's it. So you're just going to let this rest for about 24 hours in your fridge. Just stick it in the back somewhere so nobody will mess with it. And I will bring this back tomorrow, and I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll make some pizza. All right, guys, welcome back. It is now Friday night. And I have let my dough kind of sit out here on the counter for about an hour. And what I did is I took the rags. It dried out a little bit in the fridge. So I just took my rag, soaked it in hot water, squeezed it out, laid it on top, let it sit out here for about an hour. And now it is much softer. So I'm going to go ahead and deflate this. And then we're just going to get it right out of the basket.
Did it just whistle?
It did whistle at me. I'm also going to just drizzle a little bit of oil on my counter. Make sure your counter is nice and clean when you do this. All right. And then just want to push out all the air. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide this in half. And I'm going to make a kid pizza and then a grown-up pizza for Matt and I. All right, so what I do, hopefully you guys can see that, I'm just going to put some oil on my hands. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start pressing out this dough here. Now it's cold, so like I said, pull it from the fridge. We kind of got a little involved with things that were going on outside because it's such a pretty day outside today. And actually, I might get my rolling pin out. So I would have brought it out to let it sit and warm up a little bit sooner, but of course my battery died. So, all right, guys. So as you roll this out now, especially if your dough is cold, just keep your hands nice and oiled. If you notice that you get tears or rips, just rip off some excess off of your ends and just kind of patch it up. Trust me, when this pizza bakes up, you're never going to see it. You're never going to notice. It's going to bake up beautifully. So yeah, patch where you need to. And if you notice that your dough is super cold and just really hard to manage coming out of the fridge, just set it on top of your oven. Now I'm preheating my oven to 500 degrees. So just set it on top of the oven and let it kind of warm up a bit. And then there's my second one here. So this one's a little colder. So it does help to kind of bring it to room temperature before you try to shape it. But it's fine, you know, it's made at home pizza. It's gonna taste fantastic. So, by the way, I'm going to leave a link down below to I Love Cooking Ireland. I think that's the name of the website. There's a guy on there that he's the best. He's the best teacher of sourdough that I've come across, and I love it. So this is actually his recipe, and if I can find the video to this, I will link it down below, or I'll link it up above for you guys. That's what I'll do. So, okay, now that I've got my pizzas formed and ready to go, I now have to go and get all the toppings and all of that. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll bring you back when we put these in the oven. I didn't know if you guys wanted to see what I put on the pizza, so I might as well just film this part too, right? So I would like to drizzle a little bit of olive oil. This one's a little bit bigger than this one, so I'm gonna make this the cheese and pepperoni one. All right, there we go. You guys can see that. So I'm using the little bit bigger pizza for the cheese and pepperoni because this is for the kids. And I like to put a little bit, I put olive oil, and then I like to put a little bit of cheese down first. Not a lot, just a little. And then the kids are gonna wanna eat leftovers tomorrow for lunch. So I want to make sure I have extra pepperoni on hand. Then I like to put the sauce down. Okay, now this is my home canned pizza sauce, but you can just pick whatever favorite sauce you have and go with that. You can use spaghetti sauce too if you wanted. Okay, and then we're just gonna go ahead and top this with another thin layer of cheese. Okay, and then for the kids, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, I'm gonna give them some ham too because they do like ham. And then how much you put on is totally up to you. I'm going to just put a little bit of ham on theirs. They won't like it if it's too much. They mainly like the cheese on their pizza. Right, Matt?
Yeah, you can load.
They like sausage. They love sausage.
Sections with extra ham on mine.
I will definitely put ham on yours, honey. And then for ours, I'm doing a honey ham along with green pepper and onion that I like to kind of chop pretty small just because it cooks up better. Now I bake mine at 500 degrees for about 20 minutes. Halfway through, I will switch racks on these and put one on the, you know, opposite ends. One's on top, one's on the bottom. Okay, and then I also like to just sprinkle a little bit of sweet basil right over the pizza. For ours, not for the kids. the less complicated, the better for them. Now you can add a little bit of extra cheese if you want on this, if you want. Decorate it any way you want. We usually have pizza parties here where I'll make individual ones because this dough will make 6 little individual pizzas, and I set everything up on the bar and the kids decorate their own pizza and they love it. So
Mini pizzas.
yeah, the little mini pizzas. Okay, so 500 degrees for 20 minutes. Halfway through at the 10-minute mark, I will switch racks for these, and then when I pull these out, I will show you what they look like. So, pepperoni pizza is ready first, so I'm going to bring that out first. And we're going to get it on my cutting board. Like so. And then I'm going to let that sit just for a minute or two before I cut into it, but just so you guys can see what it looks like. All right. Okay, so let's cut into this. Matt is going to go downstairs and get paper plates because, you know, it's Friday night. Nobody feels like doing any dishes. So the pizza pans are easy enough to just wash up. And you can hear, if you guys can hear, I'm trying not to, don't bump into the camera.
That smells fantastic.
But hear the crunch? Oh,
I'm not worried about the crunch. It smells.
All right, so there's that. The everything one, or the deluxe one, the loaded pizza, I'm gonna let bake up just for a couple more minutes. Just so you can see that. All right, so let me grab some plates and serve this to the kiddos. Daddy's gonna take a taste test bite.
Mmm.
Nice crunch.
Mmm.
What do you think?
I mean, holds up on its own. It's got a nice stiff crust on the bottom. Good crunch. Really fluffy. Like really fluffy, nice fluffy dough. And soft, and I don't know, it's really good. The sourdough. This is sourdough.
Yeah. This has been the family's new favorite pizza when I do make pizza.
Really good.
Did you account for this in your calories today?
No. I'm good.
How much weight have you lost now, Matt? Because they're going to ask me down in the comment section.
81 pounds.
81 pounds.
21% of my body weight.
That's incredible.
That
oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Put your back on.
But it's Friday night and we're having pizza. We are going to have it with a side salad though. So there you go. All right, I'm going to bring out the loaded pizza and I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then I'm going to feed these kiddos, get their salad going, and
really great.
Right?
Really great crust.
Sourdough.
I'm not a big crust eater.
But he always eats the crust to this pizza. It's so good.
A little bit of, you know what?
A little bit of olive
oil and Parmesan cheese like they do in the restaurant.
All right, sliding that off.
I'm outdid herself.
All right, guys. There is the loaded one. You guys can see that. I'm gonna let this sit for a minute or two just to kind of, firm up a little bit, and then I'll cut into that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give this recipe a try. It is my family's favorite. Like, this is the only way I make pizza crust now. I know it's a 2-day process, but it's so worth it, I promise you. If you give it a try, comment down below, come back, let me know. Better yet, if you make YouTube videos, make me a YouTube video reply, and I will share it over on my Facebook page. All right, guys, I will be seeing you. You want to say bye, guys?
Bye-bye.